Good morning, everyone, and happy Easter Monday. Hope everyone had a beautiful, beautiful Easter yesterday. Spring is definitely in the air, and we are here to celebrate with our wonderful Live Younger community. We have Gregory here. Is Robin here as well, Gregory?
She may be listening in from another room.
Okay. The wonders and treasures of a home-based business. It's so good to see your faces. I welcome you to our Monday morning chat, also known as the Monday Morning Miracle Call. And for those of you who are new, this is our opportunity to come together and share our stories, our passion, our experiences with these amazing LifeWave patches that we are so blessed. We are so incredibly blessed to be able to use ourselves and share with the world. And what a gift, what a testament, what a divine and holy obligation we have to share this amazing technology from our genius founder and inventor, David Schmidt, who I have had the pleasure of meeting, and I can't wait to meet him again in August at the convention. So my name is Michelle. I forgot to introduce myself to those of you who may not know me. I'm Michelle Niels, and I co-host these Monday morning miracle calls with Karen O'Neill. I'm up in Fort Collins, Colorado, and Karen is in Colorado Springs. And it's an opportunity for us to come together every Monday morning for about a half an hour and share our stories and any questions we may have. And I just want to share the disclaimer that you all are very familiar with if you've been on these calls. And that is that the LifeWave products do not claim to treat, prevent, cure, heal any disease or disease condition. And so to remain compliant so that we may be around and LifeWave may be around into our golden years and beyond, we must be conscious of how we share. So stay away from disease names, and it's best to use symptoms as you describe how you felt before using the patch, what your symptoms, just stick with symptoms, and then which patch or patches you used. And please be specific and tell us where you place them, because sometimes we place them in unusual spots. And then how you felt afterward, and maybe how long it took to get to that new revitalized state. So a really good way to let me know that you are ready to share is at the bottom of your screen, there is a reaction button. And if you click on that, it says raise hand, and you just click on that bar and then I'll see your hand. And that's the easiest way for me to call on you. So it looks like we have Liz Hodges. You are first, my dear. So go ahead and unmute. And what would you like to share?
Well, great. Thank you, Michelle. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, very well.
Great. Okay. Last Monday, there was someone that had said that they had an issue with their ear and that the patches had helped them. The week before, I got a blocked ear sleeping, and it just would not unblock. And that happens sometimes to me over the years. And in the past, I've had to go to the doctor and have them flush it out. And I decided, well, let me try the patch and see if that will work. Now I've been using patches now for well over a year. Okay. At some point in time, we'll go into the rest of my story, as Paul Harvey used to say. But for this specific situation, I put an Eon patch right in the front part of my ear and thought, well, let's see what happens. Well, 2.5 hours later, it popped, and it popped open. And throughout the day, it kind of closed and then popped open again, but it's been pretty good ever since then. I left it on several times during the week. I even called Gregory and said, guess what? Because he knew my ear was blocked because he had the same situation when he was over in Thailand, actually. But that's number one. The next thing is that I wanted to share is that I was talking with Harris Williams last week, and he loves pickleball. And so he's been talking to people at pickleball courts when he's playing. He gave an X39 patch to the world champion for her age bracket in pickleball. She's had a frozen shoulder for years. And without thinking, she went home, took a shower, put it on, and within a few minutes had such relief. She went online and ordered. Well, the end of the week, I had to go unscramble that for Harris because she ended up somewhere else in the company instead of under him because he didn't put his information on anything he gave her. So that's a testament to be sure to put your name and your phone number and how people can contact you, because you never know. If you don't place the patch on someone, you never know where that little patch is going to end up. So back to you, Michelle.
Thank you, Liz. Very good advice. Yes, let's make sure that our name and information is on our literature when we share. And about the ear, first of all, it's awesome, a frozen shoulder. And that was X39, Liz. You might want to stay unmuted. That was an X39 on the shoulder, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
And then I want to ask about the ear because with the, obviously you don't need to say a symptom, but do you know if it was fluid or wax or?
I think it was wax. I think it was wax because I had used a Q-tip to try to gently roll it because I've had this so many times before. And prior to that, had gotten out quite a bit on just gently rolling, but somehow I must have pushed it up against the eardrum.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy. I am going to remember that one with the Eon. So the Eon, because it decreases inflammation, maybe it just did some magic with the ear canal. Yeah. And like,
because I mean, I was pulling on my ear trying to get it to
right
that way, and it wasn't about to budge.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. Thank you. Wonderful shares, Liz. Okay.
I also want to put a plug in for the liveyoungersuccess.com website. Check it because there's lots of things happening in there. I'm going to be updating the what's new over the next few days again. And Gregory's been working on some things behind the scenes that we're going to be adding into there. So stay tuned.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you for all your love and hard work on that beautiful site. For those of you who don't know, Liz and Judy, Daniel, and Gregory are responsible. It's all their fault that we have such a great site called liveyoungersuccess.com. If you haven't checked it out, please do. So we have two people with their hands raised. John first, John Bishop, and then Roevel. Go ahead and unmute, John.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, well, I actually hadn't had a LifeWave experience in quite a while. I've just been feeling great. But on Friday, I had to move out of a house in Bellingham and move to downtown Seattle. And unfortunately, I figured I could do it because we didn't have that much, but my son kind of had to bail at the end. So it was just me loading up the U-Haul truck and driving it 90 minutes to Seattle, and then parking it on a very steep hill and unloading it up until the third floor apartment. So I just kept going all day. It was about 8-hour endeavor. And I was just really wiped out. So I lay down for a moment and I tried to get up and I literally couldn't straighten up. I was like walking on a 45 with my body at a 45-degree angle. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I tried stretching it out and everything. And anyway, I was thinking, what am I going to do? I don't want to wake up in the morning worse. So I took four X39 patches and put them kind of equally spaced down my spine. And it was really, really hard to get to sleep at first. It took me about an hour to go to sleep. And then I woke up Saturday morning and voila, no pain. I straightened right up, walked, got out of bed and didn't feel a thing. So yeah, sometimes you almost forget, you take for granted if I've been on LifeWave patches for about 2 years. And I'm going to be 64 next week. And I got to say, I feel, people say they feel 10 years younger. I actually feel 20 years younger.
That's a beautiful share, John. Oh my, you must have had help putting them on your back, right?
Yeah, my wife put them on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or did you just space them from like C7 all the way down to the sacrum, like your entire spine?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you. I'm glad you got moved and you're safe and sound in your new home. And it's going to be a little while to get totally settled, I'm sure. But you got the patches every step of the way.
I'll never do a move without putting the patches on first again. Never do it again. But yeah, we got a beautiful view overlooking Elliott Bay, and we actually look right down on where the Seahawks play their football games. So it's moving back into the big city, but we're excited.
Thank you for your share. Nice to have you here, John.
Thank you.
All right, Roevel, you're on.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Michelle. It's very compelling to share someone else's story because it's happened repeatedly recently, and this is about a week ago. A doctor in Arizona was in severe pain, and the next day her pain in her back from fractures years ago was only about 8 out of 10, but it was enough to apply the ice wave. She put the tan patch on the pain and started with the clock method, starting with 12 o'clock. She went from 12 to 3 to 6 to 9. It didn't really much, perhaps 8, 7, 6. So what she did at the 12 o'clock position is she moved it further, the white patch, from 3 inches to 5 inches. And wouldn't you know, the pain went down to 2 to 1. So I just wanted to share that because it just always is remarkable. And another woman in her mid 60s also applied ice wave in the evening. She was in excruciating pain, was able to have a good night's sleep. And thanks to X39, starting the next day, she had 3 nights of continuously good sleep, and it's been ongoing. So thank you very much, David Schmidt, for X39 Ice Wave and the rest of his children.
His children, yes, he refers to the patches as his children. Oh, Roevel, thank you. And thanks for the reminder, especially for those of you who are new or maybe aren't familiar with Dr. Barbara Jennings. She's a chiropractor, and she and I did a video on ice wave placement. And while in the booklet, it talks about, keeping the white and the tan patches fairly close together, Dr. Barbara found that often moving the white patch further away, as much as 18 inches or 2 feet, or even on the other side of the body sometimes. And something that she does, and this is something I've never done, I learned so much from that woman, is when you're helping someone else, you can do it on yourself as long as it's not on your back. But when you're placing the white patch, press. Dr. Barbara was pressing the tan patch on my point of pain. She would press, and then she would place the white. How is it now? Press the tan. Okay, how is it now? Press the tan. So that your brain can kind of match to that spot that's painful. And you have like the signals, and you're like, oh, okay. Whereas if you just leave the tan and you move the white one, you may not always be aware of if the pain has gone down. So that's just another little biohack. So now we have Stacey and then Jennifer. So Stacey, go ahead and unmute.
Hey, sorry, I had to move where I was. It was kind of noisy. Last week we were at my in-laws, and my husband went outside. And when I went outside, because we were going to take a walk, I heard him talking, and his aunt had pulled up, and they were just talking and everything. And so she was showing us her scar from her knee surgery a month ago. And then to the left of it, her knee was a little bit swollen, and she told us this, not a yellow jacket, maybe a black jacket, had stung her. And then she showed us a picture and her knee was completely red. She has varicose veins and those were all like red and swollen, so much pain. And I said, are you still in pain? She said, oh my goodness, yes, I am. She goes, it hurt worse than the knee surgery. So I said, hold on. So I went back into my in-laws' house, grabbed my patches, and I went out there. I said, I was telling her about it, of course. And so I put the X39 next to her scar, which is also in between where she was stung. And then I put the tan right where that yellow jacket, black jacket stung her, because that was the worst part of the pain. Then I started doing the clockwork with the ice wave. And so I did it in 3 places. She goes, okay, go back up here. So we stuck the white one there, and she was just like looking. She's like, what is going on? This is amazing. Oh my goodness, the pain is gone. I mean, she's in her 70s and she's a hoot. She's so fun. So anyway, she called me the next morning and she said, I did not have to take any sleep medication because she hasn't been able to sleep because she's been in so much pain. She said, what is this? I need it. So I said, come on over. So she came over to my in-laws and we got her signed up as a preferred customer. So her patches should show up today, but she's been talking to me like almost every day since then. And just actually she didn't want to take them off. The next day she did not want to take them. I said, you have to take them off. I said, our brains get lazy and it'll stop looking. So then she goes, okay, I'm going to put it on tonight. Maybe I should have warned her that it could affect her sleep, but I'm like, well, everybody's different. So I didn't. So she called me the following day. She goes, I couldn't go to sleep. I said, well.
And that was which patch, Stacey?
That was the X39 on that one.
X39.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm still working with her and everything. And then I have another distributor. She called me Friday and she says, I have got good news, great news, and then business news. So we'll just do really quick the good news first. I guess we have, Michelle, you're a former nurse. We've got like, I guess, liquid and stuff within our joints. Well, anyway, she had bumps, very painful bumps. And even her coworkers had noticed it. And she goes, I wish I would have taken pictures. Apparently it was really bad. So she goes, well, let me do this. So she put an X39 on top and the X49 on the bottom, and she taped them. And she did that for a couple of days and the pain went away and then the swelling went away. And then, so she didn't do it for a couple of days, and when it came back, she did it for a couple more days. And she goes, it's gone. And it's gone. She goes, I don't even know what to say. So, and even her coworkers like, oh my goodness. She goes, I wish I would have taken pictures. And Robin says, take pictures. So the other thing, she's the one I spoke about a couple of weeks ago that she went up north to her cardiologist, and all of her results, their test results were coming back just fantastic. And he's world-renowned doctor, cardiologist, and knows about these patches. So he said, keep using them. Well, the other day, no, it was Friday. She said she still had her nightgown on and she's trying to grow her hair out. So she put her hair up. She goes, like, I can put it in an upside down pony. So she looked in the mirror and she goes, oh my goodness. So apparently on her back, kind of like the opposite side where the heart is, she had some red swollen like veins coming out like this, in like a pattern. And she goes, I didn't take pictures either. She goes, they're gone. She goes, they're gone. And I'm like, when is the last time you saw that? She says, in March, when I saw my doctor, but I forgot to have him look at it. So the last time that she saw that on her back with the veins and everything going in these directions was in March. And this is April and they're gone. And she's been using these patches since last July, I believe.
Oh, Stacey, beautiful, beautiful shares.
Yeah. And
the pictures obviously are more compelling, but still the story about the sting and that one as well, the veins, I mean, have them share. Are they on Vibrant Living that they could share? Or maybe you could share for them.
Yeah, I'm going to. And then, so back in March, she signed her brother up as a preferred customer.
I just happened to be listening to a doctor video.
Okay, we'll mute. Okay, go ahead, Stacey.
Anyway, her brother signed up as a preferred customer, her husband signed up as a distributor, and her son just signed up as a distributor underneath her.
Congratulations, Stacey.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Stories, right, Gregory?
You have beautiful shares this morning. Thank you,
Thank
Stacey. Oh, it's so fun. All right, we have Jennifer Starr and then James Renwick.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, great stories today. Yes, this one is my own story. I went in to get a crown replaced that was broken, probably 2 months ago. And something felt funny in my mouth, and I had him check while he was in there, and he said, one of your old fillings has fallen out, and we'll want to take care of that. Except the problem is they were so booked up. He said, we can't get you in right away. And I said, is anything gonna happen to me in the meantime between now and June? And he said, no, just keep it really clean. Well, I went off on a trip, and sure enough, that tooth, the gum and everything started to hurt. And I knew that I needed to take care of it. And since I was on a trip, all I had were my patches. So I usually wear Eon at night. And I put it right on my face, on my jaw area where it was bothering me. And the next day it was gone. And then a few days later, it started to creep in again. And so the Eon patch really worked. But when I put the glutathione on top of it, it disappeared. And I haven't had any sign of anything. And now it's been 2 or 3 weeks with no symptoms. I'm getting ready to head south to Mexico for Lifeway, which I'm really excited, but it kind of makes me nervous to have a missing filling and some things going on, but I have had no sign of trouble at all. So I'm thrilled that this might be able to bridge the gap till I can get that filling.
And that's quite a long wait. You said you can't go until June?
That's right.
Wow.
They've got me on wait lists, but
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a wonderful story. Don't we all have dental woes and tragedies? And when you get to be our age, as we're getting younger, but a lot of us baby boomers, it's a lot of the money we spend is on our mouth and our teeth and our gums. And so when you said you stacked them, Jennifer, do you mean you stacked the glutathione like a pancake on top of the Eon?
I did, and it was on my left jaw, right where my lower molars are, where the pain it had been. And so that was smack on it. Well, of course, the next day after glutathione, I had a little stuffiness because I know that it also detoxes a little bit. And I happen to have allergies. So I decided to do Dr. Hubbard's triangle on my face, where I took the Eon and glutathione and I put 2 Eons on either side of my jaws, and then the glutathione on my third eye. Mm-hmm. And I tried that, and all my stuffiness went away. The next morning I woke up and I wasn't stuffy anymore. So I don't know. I don't know what that was. And so I think experimenting with it, since I'm prone to stuffiness with the allergies. So I'm going to keep playing with triangles and Eon and glutathione and just see where it takes me.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. That's a great share, because we are in the allergy season. Anyone with sinus or allergy issues, that's the Eon, and that would be like right under your iris of your eye on that cheekbone. That's your sinus, your maxillary sinus, and then you have a frontal sinus right here, like she said, the third eye point. Thank you, Jennifer. Great tips.
And one of the questions said, was it at night? Yes, it was. I do always the Eon at night and glutathione with it at night. X39 and X49 during the day.
Thank you, Jennifer. All right, we have James, and then I think we're going to be finished because we're getting towards the bottom of the hour. I'll turn it over to Gregory after you share, James. Go ahead and unmute.
There we go. First of all, she said about going to Mexico and having dental things. Well, there are people that do dental tourism to Mexico, and it costs about 1/5 the cost of what it does in the States, and they're very good people. I have an Airbnb place in Lake Chapala in Mexico, and as a matter of fact, one of my guests had a problem tooth, and so I put the ice wave on his jaw where the pain was the most, and then like under his throat or something like that. But then I also use something called hypochlorous acid, which is 2.5 ionized water, and gargled with that. And that I've helped a lot of people with infections in their mouth. It's a great disinfectant. Bingo. He was healed very quickly. I also use that for healing him and his girlfriend from COVID, along with ivermectin. So those are some things, but I've used patches before with those folks. Now, this week, that's some time ago. This week, for my own thing, my knee was really bad the other day. And I put the X39 on my kneecap and really didn't have much effect. And I said, okay, what's the problem? So I pull up my pant leg and I feel that, oh wait, it's on the side of my knee where the pain is. So I moved the X39 to where the pain was, and lo and behold, amazing, the pain goes away. So this is just an inch or two away from where I put it. But it was amazing to me how much difference 1 or 2 inches away made. Okay, so that is a point I'm just sharing with people. And then last Monday, I went down to help a woman who got mauled nearly to death by a dog 2 years ago. And she's just a bundle of emotions. And unfortunately, I didn't have Eon, but I did have X39. So I put one on the C7 position on her neck, and she admitted that it helped her calm down. Okay. Then that night, I didn't have the Eon, so I put an Alavita on her that night for sleeping, and she felt better and so forth. And so I gave her X39s for the next few days. Well, there was this wonderful old Black man who saved her life, was a good Samaritan, and we went to see him to get an affidavit and so forth like that. And he could barely walk, and so I got down on my knees and took his socks and shoes off, and put some X39s on his feet and his knees, and gave him several to take. And the next day he was walking and happy because of the X39s helping him. So those are my little stories this week.
Not so little. Those are wonderful shares. James, are you on Vibrant Living? We'd love to have those shares on the Facebook page.
I can't say that I am right now. I am, just, shall we say, I have a full plate going on.
Yep.
And I'm just so excited with being able to help this woman who, is approaching, she was like 11 months recovering from this dog bite thing. Has 33 pictures, and her next door neighbor, a Democrat woman mayor, came running up and threatened her, said, I told you not to trespass on my property, and then had the police chief deliver a criminal complaint for trespassing the next day while she's recovering. All this is because Virginia law makes it so she can be exempt from responsibility or accountability if the person is trespassing on the property. So I was getting affidavits to prove that was, a perjured statement by the mayor. And, just that sort of work has so helped Carol in feeling like she's not alone in the world. And so it was a tough week, but a great week.
I haven't heard of dog bites testimonials before, so that's why I was like that would be powerful to share on Vibrant Living. But let's all remember to share this call, and that's not a very common happening, thank goodness, but very scary, very frightening.
Yeah, and I put the X39s on some of her scars, and I'm hoping, but I didn't have enough to give her, but I need to get her to buy it, but I need to give him and her X39s so that she can get rid of her scars. I mean, she's got, oh gosh, it's horrid. It's horrid.
I'm glad you're like your guardian angel here with the patches. If it wasn't for you, she wouldn't even know about them, James. You see, we have such a sacred duty. Thank you for the share, James. And
I love LifeWave because I love to help people. And this is and I'm very much in ministry, and we have the healing touch of Jesus. Well, in my mind, this is a way that we can have the healing touch of Jesus.
Oh, thank you, James. I agree. Amen. Okay, we have one more hand. We're at the bottom of the hour, but Heidi, let's go ahead and have another share. Go ahead and unmute.
This is Heidi Miller. I just have a quick, someone mentioned earlier to always have something to put the patch on so that when you're handing it to someone, I literally take it off my neck if I want to share, and I stick it on the back of my business card, and I say, just put this in your pocket and tell me tomorrow if you feel anything different. That way I have my information on the front side, and I say, put it over my face because I have my picture. I just put the patch over my face, and then you'll remember me because then you'll peel it off.
Oh.
That's just my business ad. It's my way of and I'm literally taking off my used one. So I wear two, one that's active and one that's used.
Oh my gosh. However we can make it work, huh? One suggestion, just in case someone is a little weirded out by using a used patch.
Oh, no, these are only people that I know, not strangers.
Okay. But even if it's someone you know, remember the patch does not have to be sticking to your skin. I mean, you could hand someone, if you're really like, you didn't have patches on you, take it off, put it on a business card and say, put this in your pocket. I mean, when it's within 3 inches of the body, it's working. So, all right, wonderful. Thanks, Heidi. Okay, what a great call this morning. Thank you everyone for your shares. And Gregory, are you there or Robin?
I am here. Hold on just one second.
Welcome
so
back.
Much, Michelle. Gosh, you done such a great job here this morning.
And
so wonderful to be. This is a miracle call. God bless you, James. The Good Samaritan strikes again. Inspiring story. So wonderful. And as Robin says, once you get in the flow of LifeWave, it becomes a sense of responsibility. And sometimes we got to pinch ourselves. I can't believe I get paid for doing this. Many people in ministries and such, they just go out and share the good word and good deeds out of love and, in their heart. But here we do the same thing and we get paid. We got a nice compensation plan too. So this evening, we're going to be talking about a very important subject, the subject of onboarding new customers and onboarding new distributors. And onboarding is the industry term for helping new customers and new distributors get started right. And very excited because Judy's going to be on with us to share officially the new Nitty Gritty Basics customer website. So now we have a place to send our customers to get more information. And, and this is an educational sale. It's important. Some people just have amazing results. They go, oh my gosh. And then they want to know, how does it work? And you go to Nitty Gritty Basics. It explains how it works, goes into more detail on the patches. They might read about another patch, decide they want to try something else. So Judy's going to be talking about Nitty Gritty Basics. Then I'm going to come on, as Liz shared earlier. We've been behind the scenes, me and Liz and Judy, along with the input of a number of leaders, fine-tuning Live Younger Success, and specifically the Getting Started section. So tonight we're going to do a quick walk through the Getting Started section of Live Younger Success, because that's where you send your new distributors get started and you send your new customers to Nitty Gritty Basics. So that's going to be the primary subjects we're going to cover on tonight's call. And then Robin wanted me to tell everybody tomorrow night, we're featuring our very own Dr. Tom's going to be on our Tuesday evening LifeWave introductory, X39 introductory call. So 2 calls back to back every Monday and Tuesday night. And that's the announcements for today, Michelle. Thank you so much for doing such a great job.
Thank you, Gregory. It's my joy. It's my passion, my honor and my joy. So thank you, everyone. If you'd like to unmute and say goodbye, we're going to bring our call to a close. And I hope you all have just a beautiful, beautiful day. Keep on patching, everyone.
Thanks.
God bless
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Everyone, have a great day.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Keep up
Thank
the
you.
activity.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great shares.
Great call. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Ann.
Bye.